Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Ball Sack Podcast.
Hello,
Sack Squad. What's going on?
Sack Squad. It's me, Sheldon, and Pat.
Pat here. Cake. Piece of cake.
Yeah. Patty Cake is in the house.
The Weeb God.
The Weeb God is amongst us once again, gracing us with his presence.
We fired Cooper.
But we can only bow down to the Weeb God. My throne has been defeated.
My Lord and Savior, the Weeb God.
So Coop's gone again. He's finding himself once again. This time in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. So he may come back a little bit different.
Woke.
A little bit.
What if he comes back woke?
I don't know, man. It is what it is. I mean, we'll have some controversy on the pod finally.
Yeah, no kidding. What's happening?
So Coop and Jane went to San Francisco for I don't know what reason.
I think just a trip.
Yeah, I think it's just like a week trip they're gone for. And he was like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. I'm like, have you not seen the shit going down in San Fran? Mm-hmm. It's like lawlessness out there.
Yeah.
Like legit. But they're saying the good parts of San Fran. Which,
I think they've gone to like a beach, Yosemite Park, if that's how you say it. And I think they've just been sightseeing.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
And they've been taking a lot of fucking photos.
Yeah.
A lot of photos.
Well, he brought his camera, so.
Yeah. So a shit ton of stuff.
Today we are talking about some hot topics. We are going over Hey, Bleach, Joy Boy himself, and then for gaming we're going to be getting into Baldurs Gate and the
controversy behind Destiny.
The car wreck that is Destiny 2 right now.
It's basically a junkyard at this point.
Because it seems like they are bringing us down, taking us back up, and throwing us back down.
It's a lot of abuse. It's a lot of emotional.
It is literally like an abusive relationship.
Yeah, it always has been. It's just been under wraps, but this is the worst I think we've seen it.
Because like now it's just like week after week after week after event after twib or twab, whatever the hell it's called. It's just been like bad.
Well, they did their state of game, and now they've done their twab and
twib, whatever the
twat. I don't fucking know. So there's been a lot of like bad news with. Well, I mean, to a lot of players and to a lot of streamers anyway, a lot of like bad news that Bungie dropped on them. And then we had a little bit of like interesting good news.
This tea is so hot.
I know, right? Isn't it like the most fruitiest shit you've ever drank?
Weird.
It's delicious.
It tastes like oranges.
So good. So good. But some good news stuff first. So do we want to get into the anime stuff first? Or we want to get into anime first? All right.
Yeah.
So, JJK. Let's get into it. Episode 4 just dropped a couple weeks ago.
What is happening?
So they're doing the flashbacks of High School Gojo and High School Ghetto. Yeah.
I read up to the... What arc was it?
Shibuya?
Shibuya.
Yeah, so basically this whole flashback arc is like...
a prelude to what's going to happen in the Shibuya arc.
Yeah, and it basically shows that like, because in this whole flashback arc, it basically revolves around Geto and Gojo, and like Geto is how Gojo thinks in the present, like let's save everyone, like he's like the good mentality, and like High School Gojo is like meh, I don't care about people.
Yeah, he was very much in the belief that we should be protecting the weak because they can't really defend themselves.
Yeah.
They don't know any better about curses.
Yeah.
Right? And Gojo, at that point, was like, well, I'm the strongest. Who gives a fuck about
I don't care about no one but me.
Yeah.
Right? So then, and now in the present, we see that switch, and this whole flashback arc is that switch.
Okay.
I kind of wish we sat down and watched the episode with you so you could see, but right away from like the get-go, all they show off Ghetto right away, and Gojo kind of talking about how he's developed his powers. And so it's a year later after what's her name dies. Are
we talking about the latest episode?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, about the platinum vessel that was
Star Vessel.
Yeah, the platinum Star Vessel. She so she's dead. We know she's died.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's a year later, and now they're kind of like talking about how Gojo's like developed his powers now, or how he can keep continuous reverse curse energy going.
So like blue, red,
while keeping his limit
and like
going 24/7.
Yeah, and prior to that, it would like whenever there was a mission that Gojo would go on, it'd be like Gojo and Geto, and like they were like the Sonic and Knuckles of the whole thing. But now that Gojo is pretty much like Jesus, he's like, I can do everything alone. So Geto's not like he's kind of like being not thrown into the shadows, but like he's not like shunned, if that's the right term.
No, not even shunned. Like, okay, first of all, did we talk about the episode previous to this? I can't remember if we did or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's not even shunned. It's more like
he's not
his
needed.
thought process has changed since I can't even remember her name now. Since she died,
Amani,
died, and he saw like the resolution of like what happened with this cult. Mm-hmm. So like,
I did. I can't remember if I told you that I heard a theory that he was actually like in love with her, Geto, and that was. I have no idea if that's true.
I have no idea.
But apparently, like
I don't think it's true. I think it's like they made a new best friend, mm-hmm. and it's just like they want to see this person live and be happy, mm-hmm. right? Because that was his thing. It was
the only thing that she's being is buried because she's dead.
Just fucking fall on the floor flat.
Yeah.
So like right now he's kind of like, as he's seeing Gojo get stronger, he's kind of like, and Gojo's going on a lot of missions on his own now because he can literally handle himself. He doesn't need backup or anything. No. He just wipes motherfuckers out. Geto,
all it does is this and they're dead.
Yeah, pretty much. Where Geto, I think he's starting to kind of like hate his own cursed power. Because when he describes, he's like, nobody else knows what it's like.
Oh, the way he describes it.
And he was like, it's like eating shit and vomit together. And it's...
No, sorry, you are correct, but I think he said it's like eating a rag that was
soaked.
That was used to clean up shit and vomit at the same time. And I was like, oh!
Yeah, it was a pretty like grotesque explanation of what curses taste like.
Yeah, horrid.
And so now that he's kind of on his own doing this stuff, mm-hmm. I think it's been eating at him. He's like, why am I fucking doing this?
Yeah.
You know, especially with everything after all the events that transpired, his mental psyche is like, why are we doing this to defend humans, especially those that are weaker than us? Mm-hmm. And with Gojo being away, I think that's taken away his kind of his like devil angel little consciousness to like keep him on the right path.
Oh yeah,
is how I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
Because in the entire anime, like in the manga too, like they show him stressing, but in the anime they did a really good job with the stress around his eyes. He can't sleep. He can't think he can't think properly.
Yeah.
He's not even really eating because even Gojo mentions like, hey, have you lost weight? Are you okay?
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, I'm fine.
I can relate.
Yeah. like homie's going through like mad depression and he's not wanting to talk about it.
And like the last episode we see him kind of like, I guess, sitting in this like locker room type thing, his hair's down, his like huge bags, like raccoon eyes.
Yeah.
Homie just looks like
the most stressed out a person can ever be in their entire life.
Yeah. And like he just looks like he's going through it, like you said, right?
Yeah. And so like we kind of skip forward to like one of their homies is going off on a mission on his own. He's like, okay, do you want like food or whatever? He's like, no, I'm good. Okay, he pieces out. Mm-hmm. And then he sits down and starts talking to the blonde chick who's like
another special grade
sorcerer. And she's talking to him about like, she was trying to figure out the root cause of the curses and how we can actually eliminate it. And one of her theories was... She has two theories. So one of them is we can teach everybody to be jujutsu sorcerers and teach them how to really maintain their curse energies, because jujutsu sorcerers don't really put out a whole lot of curse energy because they know how to...
Which would essentially just take way too long.
Yeah.
If you think about it, yeah.
But then her other option... Her other option, which is like super extreme, was kill everybody that's not a jujutsu sorcerer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And when she mentioned this, Geto's eyes like awoke. Like something in him literally woke up.
Yeah.
And was like, why didn't I think of that?
Mm-hmm. Because people, if I'm not mistaken, leak cursed energy.
That's exactly what it is.
Which makes curses.
Yeah, like everybody leaks cursed energy. Yeah. Like even JJ's jujutsu sorcerers can, but they know how to control it. They know how to, but regular people don't. And that's what curses feed off of, is the negative energy and the negative emotion that come off of everyday people. And that's why they get to be so fucking big. And the extremities from other people, it just makes them even crazier, right?
Yeah.
And so, of course, like the other lady sorcerer was like, no, sorry, this isn't like, don't take that into like too deep a thought. Like,
yeah, like she said it, and then she was like, "Wait a minute, whoa, hold on."
Yeah, like we're not actually going to do that.
Yeah.
But then you see like Geto go on more missions. He's doing the things. The homie that went on a mission, he's dead on a fucking.
I believe it's Nanami because we see a high school Nanami. I think it was his like.
It was their
partner.
No, it was all their homies.
Yeah,
they were all
homies. But Nanami and him were like on missions together.
Yeah. And Nanami was like, "Why didn't we just send Gojo out there? He can basically do everything on himself."
Yeah,
like he's stressing out because the homie died, and Geto saw the dude die and was like dead on this table, and just like, "What the fuck?"
I don't think it really helped Geto's mental seeing like Homeworld get shot and then this.
So like where it gets to is he got sent on a mission to a village where like this curses were breaking out and like killing people, and they captured 2 twin girls.
Oh yes, the ones from the movie, right?
Yeah, and had them locked up, and the 2 regular people were like, we know they're the cause, like kill them now, like fucking get rid of them, all this shit, like you should just punish them, beat the shit out of them. And the little girl's like crying, and Geto is seeing this, and he's like, these people are scum. Like,
but the way
he's like, I already got rid of the cause, yet they're still blaming these 2 little girls.
And the way they do it is really cool because like it's not the actual people; it's like their shadows talking on the wall, and then it flashes.
It's the cursed energy,
girls.
Literally like affecting them.
And then it flashes to the girls, and then it flashes to Geto, and it just constantly does that as the tension builds up, and you know that like. That's where he just snaps.
Yeah. Like he summoned this big thing. He's like, fuck it, you're all gonna die. Now, unfortunately, it didn't show him like really slaughter everybody. In the manga, it does do that.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to show me.
It just adds like more context to him losing his mind and just like solidifying him in that state where non-JJK users should literally be fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you see the next day.
After this, you have to show me that.
He's like well rested. There's no more bags. He is absolutely fine. Like the homie is like,
oh, okay.
I know what I got to do now.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That was
like, this is the path I'm taking.
I don't remember that in the manga though. Like, is it in a spin-off one? Or
it's in the same one.
It's
in the same one.
Okay, I gotta reread it.
Yeah. Oh, how roll poppos.
Oh no.
Jeez.
Miss Kona wants out.
Go, mobile.
5 minutes later, she's gonna scratch on the top.
She like 5 seconds later. 5 seconds later.
She's like, I don't want to be out here.
Yeah, it's like not by myself. I thought you were coming.
Yeah.
And it shows that. So it flashes to Gojo, and Gojo, they literally tell Gojo what the fuck happened. He's like, no, that's not like he wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't believe that Geto would do something like this.
Yeah.
And he just like, I'll go find him. I'll talk to him. I'll see what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
And you see kind of like Geto just kind of like walking through the streets.
Well, first is her name Soko?
I think so.
Yeah. So Soko's kind of like leaning up against a railing.
Chilling.
Yeah. She's just chilling, smoking, and then Geto like casually walk up to her, and she's like, "Oh,
so
hey,
is it true?
Yeah.
Did you kill him?" He was like, "Yeah."
He's like, "Yeah, I did."
He's like,
and then she's like,
"Were you just kind of like playing around with him, or you just kind of ended quick?"
Yeah, and he's like, and
like you're having a casual conversation about him.
And then like she pulls out her phone and calls Gojo, and she's like, "Yeah, he's right here. He's right beside me. You want to talk to him?" No.
No, and then she was like, "No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do this.
I'm not going to take him."
It's almost like he was asking her like detain him, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not that dumb.
No way.
I'm not going to do this."
Yeah. So then Geto starts walking away, and then say it's like 5 people away. Gojo's like, Geto, and then he stops it, and then he goes like, "Is it true?" And then he's like, "Yep." And he's like, Geto's just like, he's like, "Yep, I did it." And he's like, "Why?" And then they have this like deep thing, and then like Gojo's like this, and then Geto's like,
"You gonna really do this?"
Yeah, he's like, "You won't do it, dude. Come on."
Because he knows Gojo has changed. Yeah. Gojo's just not going to unleash his power.
Gojo's not going to nuke 100 people.
Well, not anymore.
No.
Like, I think if it was like a year ago, he would have been like, yeah. He would have been like, fuck.
To save humanity? Yeah.
Yeah. He would have done it. But now, like, because his perspective has changed, it's like he's not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it cuts to Gojo finding a young Fushiguro boy, Mr. Megumi Fushiguro.
Oh, fun fact! I don't know if you saw, but you know how like the cover art of the anime is them on a train and they're like waving to the camera?
I had no idea.
Okay, well, anyway, the person taking that photo is Fushiguro on Toji's lap.
That doesn't make sense.
How?
I gotta see this. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll show you. But yeah, just speaking of him,
Yeah.
it's just the author came out and like confirmed it was him taking the picture.
Oh,
I'll show you after.
Interesting. Anyways, like he confronts little Megumi. It was like, hey, just so you know, like you're about to be sold into like the Fushiguro clan,
The Zenin
clan.
Yeah. Just straight up tells me, hey,
yeah,
you're gonna be sold.
He's like, you're basically just a bargaining chip for your dad, and just so you know, like I was the one that he's like, I don't want to know shit about my dad. I haven't seen him in like several years. He doesn't give a fuck about me. I don't give a fuck about him. So like, just say what you want to say so we can move on. He's like, well, you have some great power.
Jesus.
Like, we can train you to be better, and just like, yeah, she's gonna want to come inside. We can train you to be better, and then just like help save people. He's like, as long as it guarantees me and her a better life, especially her, then yeah, I'm down to do whatever. But if it doesn't, I don't give a fuck.
Why does you're not having Wi-Fi access?
Oh,
That's awkward. I was gonna
probably should have hooked that up beforehand.
Google things.
That's my bad.
Okay, well then, never mind.
That's my bad.
Okay,
That's my bad. We had to change the technology. We're using a PC now, and I forgot to hook this up to the Wi-Fi. That's my bad. It's because Andre's Matin book, which is supposed to be superior, is going to hook up to the fucking mics anymore.
Couldn't do it.
Fucking loser.
Don't blame me. Blame Apple.
And that's where it kind of ended. It was just like
No, and then so after that, I think Gojo walks away, and then if I'm not mistaken, present day. Megumi shaking him, and sensei, and then Gojo wakes up, and it's all three of them.
They wake him up, yeah.
So like it was like a cool like it's just a dream thing. So like it was kind of cool to see like a young Megumi and Gojo, and then he wakes up, and it's like I don't know, it was a bit heartwarming
at the end, yeah, because it's like it. I think what it shows is that Gojo's now fighting for a different reason.
It is.
It's not just because people are weak. It seems like he's fighting for the people that he loves.
Yeah.
100%.
I have a question because episode prior to that, I saw this thing on Instagram and it said it's beautiful how Toji gave Gojo his praise because he talked about he's like, hey, I have a son. He's going to be XYZ in 3 months. Do what you want. And then Toji's curse, that little worm thing, met Geto. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know what happened with that exchange. You probably know.
Well, that worm thing definitely has an arsenal of wet curse weapons in it.
But did Geto keep it? Like that's what I kind of...
I don't remember, to be honest. I have to go back.
That's a question that I have.
Just because I've been reading it every time a new chapter's been coming out. Mm-hmm. So, like, you kind of forget.
No, of course.
Yeah. And plus, I've been reading a whole bunch of other shit.
I assume so much has happened that you just kind of...
Yeah. You really do forget about a lot of things that happened. Because even the author did for a minute. And like I said before, like, something happened. And she was like... The fans were like, yo, what the fuck? We thought this wasn't supposed to happen. And she's like... They were like, oh, I can't remember if it's a guy or a girl that's the author of this manga. But she was like... They were like... Yeah. They were like... Huh?
Gay?
JJK, yeah.
No, Gay is...
is it the author?
I think he's male.
Oh, okay.
Not sure.
But anyway, they were like, yeah, my bad. I forgot this happened. So I'm going to retcon something to make more sense.
Yeah.
So people were like, oh, okay, sure.
Can you pass me that Telus thing and then I'll connect to Wi-Fi? That way I can at least look up things.
And just so you're aware, is that one you?
I was going to ask you. I know.
So like they're like, oh, okay. So eventually, I guess they'll explain why that thing that happened. I can't really say because it's like mad spoilers. It's so mad spoilers, and people were like, what the fuck? But the reason why they did what they did is to make it. They made it more interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. Like major fights go down, and it's kind of fucking nuts. It's kind of fucking nuts. But yeah, then that was basically JJK, man.
That was it.
Yeah,
That was it in a nutshell.
yeah. Bleach. So let's talk about Bleach. We just watched the last episode.
Yep.
Episode 5, where
Mid.
I mean, those captains got fucked up. First off,
Kensei got ruined.
Kensei got wrecked.
Yeah.
So we're meeting the superstar Stern Rider.
Well, no. Prior to that, the dogfight.
We did talk about that actually.
Did we?
Yeah, I uploaded that video.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I'll
we
go
can
fuck
talk-
myself then.
Yeah. Goodbye. Go in my bedroom. I'll be there. So yeah, this last episode we saw
Stern S.
Stern S. He kicked the shit out of 2 lieutenants.
Muscle D. Oh, sorry. What? Mass D. Musculin.
Something like that.
That's his name.
Yeah, Master Demusculating
Yeah.
was his
Hulk
name.
Hogan.
Oh, yeah, the real American. the Mr. America. Was fucking wrecking the shit out of the 2 vice captains.
Kensei and the blonde dude.
Yeah, what was his name? Love?
Yeah.
Something?
Yeah.
They showed up. They were like, "You want to take on 2 captains?"
Yeah.
And Kensei looked like he was kicking ass.
I mean, Kensei's Bankai just looks like if he punches you, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, they were, like, Kensei blocked the drop kick and then just fucking poofed him and sent him flying. And then James, I fucking hate James. James is a little piece of shit.
James!
This the superstar. So anyway, James is like, "Oh no, superstar, get up!" And then
Homie got powered up.
Homie got powered
Hulk Hogan
up.
style was just like, "Oh,
Yeah, homie got powered up, and then just like fucked them up. Like sent Kensei flying.
yeah."
Bones.
Broke his arm, kneed him, borderline killed him.
Borderline killed him.
And then the blonde dude did his Bankai.
What did he do? What did he do to the blonde guy? He did.
Shoots a beam out of his freaking mask.
Yeah.
He did a special beam cannon.
Yeah, like, see, what did he call it? Starlight beam?
Star fragment.
Star fragment beam or
Yeah.
some shit like that. And literally just punched a hole through
A
Love,
star.
fucking right through his chest in the shape of a star. We were like,
He was still alive though.
Yeah, he
tried
was.
to shoot him again.
this is true.
They both were like on the verge of death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who jumps in?
Fucking.
The man that hates him the most?
I hate him.
Homie shows up.
I don't remember his his powered up Bankai.
Homie shows up in line print in Oakland.
So his powered up Bankai was the large rapping snake that would shoot
I don't-
beams.
I don't remember that at all.
So he
I
hates him.
finished it.
It's 'cause
I
he
Wait,
hate it already.
you don't? What? You don't?
It's been years since
It's
he
been,
read it.
it's been
Oh,
years since
okay,
it-
yeah.
Like,
so
he was reading it when...
it ended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
His Shikai is like what you saw,
Yeah.
and then his original Bankai
Like
was like from his sword hill. It would just spawn a giant
Yeah.
snake.
Yeah.
That was the weakest Bankai ever. Like, I hated it. Like,
Weaker than Komomura's?
what is
The
he
dog
doing?
boy with the giant samurai.
Man,
I still think that
Tengen Myoho.
they're pretty both bad.
Yeah.
So-
They're on the same level of fucking
On
mid.
same level of shit.
Low diff.
low diff. Below diff.
Yo, the one below all.
Below diff.
Like, the power scaling was really bad when it first started. So, like, his Bankai was pretty low tier.
It was. Yeah.
Because
Sure.
they had to make sure that, like, Ichigo can handle it.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like,
Especially when he fought Byakuya with the snake, and Byakuya was like,
Get outta here,
just
dude."
fuck this shit up.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And power scaling got higher and higher each time. So
Yeah.
it's like,
it just didn't seem like his Bankai really, it never got better.
yeah.
No.
It never was, like, every time he went Bankai, he just ended up getting his ass kicked.
The same thing with, what's his name? Ice Dude.
Oh, Hitsugaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the beginning, too.
That's
right?
because like
Hitsugaya's, even though his was cool as fuck, and it was supposed to be, like, his sword even is supposed to be one of the oldest Bankais in Soul Society.
he's just too young to like
Yeah.
channel all the power.
the power,
Because he even
yeah.
says that when he goes in Bankai, I think he has like 5 minutes or 10.
Yeah.
And then,
Something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a limited time for him to use before it just
Yeah, and then
falls apart.
I remember his true Bankai, like his older version.
The spoilers. Spoilers.
Well,
Spoilers.
Well, they know they're probably gonna Find out. It was in the trailer. Like the
Spoilers! Spoilers? We have spoilers? Nobody knows. People that have read will know what we're talking about when it comes to Itsy Guy, but people that haven't read, you'll eventually see this. I think that's going to happen in part 3.
It will.
I think so.
It will,
I don't think it's going to happen in part 2 because we're still revving up part 2 quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because a lot of shit happens.
What episode is part 2 in right now?
69. 69.
Where are we at? Like, it's so they activate all the Stern Rider's like ultimate abilities. Like Yawa gave them the power to like, here you go, activate them.
Go nuts.
But now that they're getting defeated, he's reabsorbing them.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. Like he's just sitting in Soul Society right now, watching all his Sterns like do the fights.
Yeah.
And with their powers being released and seeing if they can either kill them or if they're getting fucking murked. And at this point, they're getting murked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally that's what's happening. But yeah, Renji shows up.
Yeah, and then Sternest does his...
And he shows up rizzed out.
Yeah.
He shows up.
Lion print and fucking Oakley.
Lion print fucking like
Fur coat. Yeah.
Lion print fucking bandana. And then like Oakley sung like
Homie looks drippy. Legit, he's drippy as hell.
He looks fucking rizzed to the max. And then out comes Rukia behind us.
And she's wearing like the same Oakley's fur hat. And I'm like, how cold is it there?
Right? They must
okay, well, her, I can understand.
Yeah.
Because they're probably training with their
Bonkais.
Yeah, right? But anyway, he shows up, blocks a beam, and he's like, stop. What's going on?
Yeah.
And then Sternest is like, you blocked my beam, how dare you? And then they try and have a fight, and then
first.
Yeah, James starts talking, and then Reggie just goes fucking hasink and cuts
him in half.
Yeah, again.
He cuts his head off, actually.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
And then Homeboy gets mad, unleashes his full potential, where he's shirtless, where his mask changes.
And then a bunch of little James start like...
come out of the big James' mouth.
Fucking weird.
It was...
Nightmare feel.
Fucking hate James. First of all, I hate James with a passion. I'm so glad this episode just ended it where it should have. Because that dude in the manga was so annoying.
Yeah.
Mr. Superstar! Mr. Superstar! Please!
Yeah. So then fucking Sternest basically does Dragon Ball Z to Renji, where he's like throws him on the ground and then has a giant star. He does like a giant star beam and just like nukes the ground. Excuse me. And then I guess Renji's a goat and doesn't die. And then prior to I guess getting blown up, he activated his Bankai, and in the smoke we see a giant snake skull. I'm like, oh cool, it's his Bankai. But then the smoke clears and it's a little tiny skull. I'm like, what the fuck?
It like wraps around him. It goes on one arm, and then he's got this big other like bone hand thing on his other arm. And I'm just like, yeah, that's the baboon and the snake coming together.
Yeah, and then we get a flashback of him talking to, I can never remember his fucking name. Squad Zero dude with the big beads and the
Osho.
Jesus Christ. He's like, I named all the Zombatos, and he's like, what? He's like, yeah,
he came up with Shikai.
He came up with everything.
Everything.
So then Renji, he tells him, he's like, you've been saying its name wrong. You only say half the name. And he's like, I'm sorry, what? For 16 seasons, I've been saying this bitch's name wrong.
Roar, Zabimaru!
Yeah. So we learn it's
like he was literally only calling out the snake portion of his Zanpakuto.
Yeah.
Even in the Bankai mode, it was just the snake.
Yeah.
Not the baboon.
So he's like, I'm gonna teach you its real name. And then we learn it's fucking Hihio Zabimaru.
Or is it Shishio?
I don't
Zabimaru.
know.
I'm pretty sure it starts with S. Hihio is the fake one. The snake one. And then the baboon is...
So is the baboon called Shoho and Zabi's called Hihio? Is that kind of like... Are they like... Is it...
I don't know.
I don't know. He said like 3 names.
He's got like 5,000 names.
Anyway, on this arm is like a snake head and a sword pops up, and on this arm is a giant baboon hand.
Yeah.
And like he can control the baboon hand with his own hand.
Yeah, because like homie came down to do like a fucking body suplex on him.
Off the top ropes.
Off the top ropes. Fucking hanging midair like for like 10 minutes. And then it starts to drop like body drive on him. And then the baboon, like, bony fingers just, like,
crushed his arm.
And like, did it crush his arm? Did it crush his balls? Because it looked like he like
his arm.
It crushed his arm because like he tried to like I think jump out of the way and it caught his arms like this, and then Renji squished him.
I thought he was crushing his balls for a second because the dude's face went like whoa.
Yeah, and then he basically said, "Fuck justice, fuck this, you're dead."
Yeah,
and then Renji said another name, which I don't know what it means, and then like fangs popped out of his sword, and then he impaled him, and then like went 1, 2, 3, and the giant snakehead. Dude, it happened.
It was like a giant.
Yeah, it was very fast.
It was like a giant electric snakehead came out of nowhere. Like this pure energy snakehead just came like clamped down on them.
Yeah,
and then released.
Yeah,
and then you just
like Renji stabbed I think that way, turned his sword, turned it like again, pulled out, and the homie just disintegrated.
It's Kingdom Hearts.
Hold up,
he was unlocking his heart.
Was that guy heartless?
He was a nobody.
Yeah, that's what
he was a nobody.
Are we just watching Kingdom Hearts?
Pretty much. Shit. But then Superstar sadly just disintegrates.
Just good.
And that's the last time
he disintegrated. Does that mean that what's his face absorbs his power still, or
I think
he did?
Yeah.
Did you see the
ending? Yeah. So I think it's like when they like die, he takes their powers back.
Yeah.
Like when they can no longer fight and he deems them unworthy, he just ends up taking that power back into
because he is the all Quincy's are connected to him.
Yeah.
So
he is legitimately like king god of Quincy's.
Yeah.
Like how Rio is god of the Soul Reapers.
Yeah.
What I don't get is if Quincy's are supposed to be like archers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why are there melee fighters?
You know what's funny? I think someone literally said that. They're like, I thought Quincy's were just supposed to use arrows. What the fuck is going on?
Like range. Like I guess the laser thing makes sense, but like
let me ask you, would it be as interesting if all we were saying were "But-you,
no. But like I agree. Like we see Ishida have a bow, and now we're getting some like wrestling dude doing suplexes.
Well, he had a sword.
Did he?
Well, it wasn't really a sword.
No.
It was just like an extended bow that he used as a sword.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or arrow, sorry. An extended arrow that he used as a sword.
Oh, Ishida. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, but it's just funny that we've gone from like a bow and arrow to legit like suplexing.
Yeah.
But that was the episode.
Not just that, but like the other dude with like the machine guns and like the missiles.
Well, that makes sense. They're still ranged.
But they're not bows.
Yeah, ranged. Versus
and then we had Vega.
Yeah, homie that was like
we had the
Vega,
fucking and then Bad is doing fucking
like just snapping his fingers. I mean, he was still shooting.
Oh, range.
Yeah. He was basically he watched Full Metal. He's like, I want to be that guy. I want to be Roy Mustang.
I am the Bleach version of Roy.
But more rizzed out.
Yeah, more for sure.
A little bit more rizzed out than normal.
But anyway, that was the whole episode.
Yeah,
that was it.
And it ended with like Ishida and like the second command guy. Can't remember his name.
Blondie with blue eyes.
Yeah, Beach Boy. Just like talking about what Yawalk's power really is going to be.
Which I don't know was explained in the manga, so this might be like a...
I don't know if that was explained in the manga.
So this might be an episode that like we don't even know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they said like, they're adding a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
They even said they're going to give Rio a backstory. The god of Soul Society.
The god of...
They're giving him a backstory.
Kubo's in charge of the writing.
Yeah.
Which would make sense, yeah.
So I know he really wants to redo the ending.
My problem is though, like, if they end up turning Rio, like, he was like a human or like a soul and he wanted to create a soul.
No.
I've said this before. I think it's going to ruin everything.
I never know.
I think it's gonna piss me off because I'm like,
Kubo had a lot of time to think about the rewriting of it.
For sure, but like, how are you gonna reduce Rio, who's supposed to be god of Soul Society, to like, I mean, again, this is just my theory, to like a human being or like just a soul?
Theories with self.
I would hate it. I'm like, why can't he just be a living being that was first and he decided I'm gonna create everything?
That's
like
right.
I am basically.
I hope that's it.
Yeah. I hope they don't really fuck around, but like in previous episodes, which I know you're not watching, when they went to the end credits, they showed like Bleach going through this walking path training thing, and what they showed were these like
Ichigo
like super quick flashes of shit happening, and it looked like this human being with like a sword and then another sword
torn apart,
but then this energy capsule. It was weird.
Yeah.
I was like, are we getting pieces of backstory to Rio.
Yeah.
Like the god of Soul Society.
Yeah.
And
I think you meant to say we see Ichigo walking.
yeah, who did I say?
Bleach.
Oh, did I say Bleach?
Oh, I was like,
that was my bad. Yeah, sorry. Ichigo walking.
we're seeing Bleach the show walk.
Yeah, I mean, we are seeing them walk right now. No, but yeah, sorry. I meant Ichigo. But yeah, it was just kind of weird. And I was like, fuck. Like, I don't remember this being in the manga.
No.
And I have a feeling they're going to give us some Yawak backstory and some Rio backstory. And they even came out and said that so Rio isn't even his real name.
No.
Yeah, that was my reaction. That was my reaction. Rio, the god of Soul Society, king of Soul Society, that's not his real name.
No.
And they're gonna provide the real name for him later in this anime.
Well, we'll see what Kubo thinks of.
Mm-hmm.
But his reaction was exactly like mine. That's exactly. I'm like, you've called him Rio for this long,
for X amount
to be like, yeah, that's
just kidding.
That's not his name.
Well, Kubo really wanted it to end, so he probably just rushed the ending.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, because he wanted to be over.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's just. But
now,
we'll wait and see.
I can't wait.
We'll wait and see. But now let's talk about something that's been hyped up for a long time.
Now, for context, we don't watch One Piece at all.
He does.
I don't.
I
don't watch. I read.
He reads.
He reads, but he hasn't. He's not all caught up.
Yeah.
I don't know jack shit about One Piece.
So I'm sure if you watch anime, you know we're talking about Year 5.
You can correct us on anything. Just leave comments if we'd be like, you guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah, please do, because we are ignorant in this department.
To be fair, I don't give a shit, but like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But the latest episode, the most hyped episode of One Piece dropped
7
last
months
week.
7 months it took to make this episode.
Yeah.
7 months. It had the Infinity War of directors.
But it was being hyped by fans.
By everyone.
Literally a whole year.
Yeah.
For a whole year, it was getting hyped.
The amount of people that would come to me at the gym or just in general being like, yo, wait. And I'm like...
Bro, not just that, but the shit you see on the internet, on IG, on Twitter...
Dude, it was everywhere.
This new form that Luffy is getting, Gear 5, is the most hypest shit that has ever gone down in anime history.
Mm-hmm.
And this episode did not do it justice. It was underwhelming.
As a manga reader, I would confirm that the anime took too long, focused too much on the
surrounding peoples.
Like
the surrounding people's part of the backstory, but the reuse of the animation of him
just jumping around.
I felt like that was way too long.
Like the amount of comments that I've seen that are good, obviously, but then the amount of comments that I see people who are legit fans be like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Oof."
Yeah,
yeah.
Whoa,
I feel you on that, man.
Like, there's a lot of people that are like, this was underwhelming.
Yeah. You guys haven't watched it at all, but like that's the talking between those two characters actually provides context on
that lady and that guy.
Yeah,
okay.
They thought they were losing because Luffy,
dead.
Yeah,
they thought Luffy died, and this was the end.
Yeah, Kaido comes down, starts helping his.
So. Is Kaido, like, when he comes down into the palace, is he a dragon or does he turn into a dragon there?
He's a dragon.
He's okay. Okay, so after he kills Luffy, I guess he transforms and then comes down and looks like.
No, he was already transformed when he was fighting Luffy.
Oh, I see.
So he comes down and then it's like Kaido's down. Who's the one fighting him? He must have been dead.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
That everyone thought it was a losing battle.
Yeah.
So.
Context, all hope was gone.
And realistically, the only reason why Luffy died was because CP0 fucked him.
Yeah.
And Kaido was like, what the fuck? And he still ended up killing Luffy anyway.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this episode was supposed to be hyped.
Yeah.
Now, okay. I'll give it... What I will say about this anime is I really enjoyed the animation.
I will say, this animation, I can confirm... From all the anime I've ever watched, I don't think I've ever seen.
It's different.
It's very cool.
It's very
I like
different.
how they incorporated toon style into anime. It's very cool.
Yeah, like they literally took Looney Tunes and Animaniacs and mixed it with like
I thought
anime, which was
it was
sick.
cool.
Yeah,
for sure. For someone who has never watched One Piece,
yeah,
it was cool.
But you had different thoughts on the anime.
Yes.
On the animation.
I like the animation. I didn't like the over the top sounds.
Okay.
I felt like it was too much.
Too much like Dragon Ball?
No, okay.
Get off that horse.
Not the OST, like the soundtrack for it, but like the
sound effects.
The sound effects. I felt like
you can just say that they stole it's fine.
Yeah, it was too toony for me. To be honest. I didn't like it. But I get it. I didn't really like the term Toon Force when the manga came out with it. So I'm like, whatever. Yeah. But it is, and they're just playing into that fact that it is. Yeah. It's gonna be.
So for people that don't know, I had to learn this. Like Luffy's got legitimate like toon powers. They've said this from the get go. Like it's supposed to be really cartoony and like very like Bugs Bunny-esque kind of shit.
Yeah.
So this is why they like the whole toon like looks like Looney Tunes.
The amount of posts that I commented on the day it dropped saying, so you guys were excited for some Looney Tunes, and people were like, it's not supposed to be like that, and I'm like, look, what I watched was just Looney Tunes. Dude, it was so sorry, I didn't mean quite, but it was just, I was like, man, I'm like, you guys were excited for some Looney Tunes?
Warner Brothers decided to step in like, hey guys, let our animators help you out.
They're just like,
But like, it was definitely different. I really enjoyed that aspect of how they like meshed a lot of different style of animations together, and they made it seamless. Like, it wasn't choppy. There wasn't anything that was like wrong with the flow. It flowed very, very well, and it looked really good. And they had like a little section where it felt like an old school anime almost. Yeah, which was really tight.
I personally. Two things. One, you mentioned that you didn't like the CGI of Kaido.
When he first came out. Yeah. Yeah, like when he was floating.
Oh, really? You didn't like that?
The CGI looked really bad. Oh. And then when it... there's a specific scene for it that I really did not like. It looked terrible. It did not belong in that fucking frame.
Yeah, I know what scene you're talking about. I recall you saying...
And then he looks up at the sky as who's up there, and then it goes back to normal. Like, what the fuck happened to CGI with that one frame?
I thought that was really cool.
The one frame.
One frame. It was like it looked so off.
So I think I know what that frame you're talking. I thought it was kind of cool because it made him just like stick out more, like he's the focus, which I think that's why they did it. But I can understand why
it looked out of place. Like, it just,
I think that was the point, though.
And it looked sloppy, though. It looked very sloppy.
I'm waiting for someone to comment like, well, that was a fucking point, man.
It's gonna be me. I'll support him too. I'll support that comment. Like, I'm with her.
My second thing, another thing I liked besides the animation was the color palette.
I thought it was very vibrant, very cartoony, and just like everything.
Just like Looney Tunes.
Yeah, everything about like the animation and color palette was an A. The rest of the episode, I'm like, I could have done without it.
It was too drawn out.
Very.
There's too much stuff going on.
Especially that scene where he's like bouncing back and forth. Yeah, it got used like back to back.
They used that scene at least like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
It was the exact same animation.
Like, we get it. He's happy.
He transformed.
Yup. Pretty much. And like, okay, so like, for me, the good parts, animation. Thought that was dope. But now the bad parts was like, first off, his transformation. It was like, boom, 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 boom. You see this like fucking Animaniac face on there, and then he just like all of a sudden transforms. I'm like, it was kind of the shortest transformation, and just like, it felt underwhelming, where most animes, when they produce a transformation that's supposed to be big,
it's like half an episode.
It's literally and then they fucking get into it. Yeah. And it's really grandiose. I was really hoping his transformation was going to be like a grandiose-esque, mixed in with like, Toon Force stuff. Yeah. Which would have been really dope. But it just felt they decided we're going to keep it subtle, you know, and just calm down.
You know why it didn't look too toony? He didn't play the Toon World card. That's what it was.
Pegasus wasn't there.
He needed to play the Toon World card.
He needed the Millennium Eye. to bring it to life.
Just that's what it was. The tune card. Damn it! I knew there's something wrong with that.
If they wanted to get Toon right, they should go look back and look at
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Where Pegasus up and Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, Skull Toon Skull.
Oh, for sure.
But I and that was kind of it. And then they only showed a portion of his power, and I was just like, huh.
See, I don't think I personally think that One Piece fans should have gotten like an hour-long episode.
They should have. Yeah, 100%.
I feel like you guys should have gotten like this episode and the next one in one episode.
Yeah.
And then maybe take like a week off and then start it again.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
You know, it's funny because I talked to a few people and they said the exact same thing where they were like, yeah, it should have been an hour long.
Yeah.
Because this was just underwhelming.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want, it's dumb that you guys had to wait for this long, get that, and then be like, the next one.
Episode,
the next one.
Then it'll pop
Just
up.
wait, the next one.
Then it'll pop up.
Okay.
And I'm just like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I find though, that fight in the manga between Kaido and Gear 5.
Yeah.
Fucking fire.
Is it going to be
fucking fire?
I'll watch it.
Is there more Toon stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'll watch it.
Oh, yeah. I'll end up watching it because I'm curious now.
It's fucking fire. It's crazy.
Because, like, for a year, people were like, this is going to break the internet.
Yeah. You mentioned something that is interesting. He quotes, "This is my peak."
Yeah, so I was going to get to that. I was going to get to that eventually.
Okay.
Because I wanted to comment a little bit more about, like, the sound effects. But we'll talk about that now, and then I'll get to the sound effects.
Okay.
But he made a statement saying,
"This is my peak."
This is my peak.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, are you sure you want to state that?
No.
Because, like,
can't be.
Because, hold on. In no anime ever have people ever said, this is my peak power. Because they eventually just get stronger.
Yeah. As Goku?
Goku was like, I think we're reaching our limit. I don't know if there's another force to that. Because he thought Super Saiyan 3, like, that was it. Like, how much stronger can I get with Super Saiyan 3? And then he discovered that with Super Saiyan God, he's like, I didn't know there was a level beyond this.
So what about 4? Or is that not?
Super Saiyan 4 isn't canon. A lot of Dragon Ball fans shit on it. I love the Super Saiyan 4 transformation because it's the dopest shit. It is like what they did with Super Saiyan 4. Look, we're going off on a side tangent because I'm going to explain this. Was I think brilliant because what it did was it was like a primal reversion of going back to their Saiyan roots, where they had to transform into an Zoro, have that Zoro become like a Super Saiyan Zoro, and then condense that power down, and it shrunk it back to them being human, but it kept that Uzoro form with like,
which is why they have the fur, the tail, and the eyes.
Yeah, man.
Not only that, but the anger.
Oh my god, they were like legit Saiyans.
And for some reason, Vegeta has genes.
Rizzed out. For some reason,
Vegeta has genes.
Don't get me. Even Goku with his pants also rizzed out.
Both of them look lit
as fuck.
Both of them.
And then they make Gogeta and they do the pants, the vest.
Oh fuck!
I was like, yo, let's go.
Any Budokai game, you get Super Saiyan 4, Gogeta, GG's.
Yup.
Fucking G's.
It's game over.
Yeah, but anyway, back to One Piece.
Yeah. Anyways, he was saying like this is my peak power, so I'm just like, if he's saying this is his peak, they can't get stronger.
It's like that meme where Leo's like, hey,
yeah,
it's like that meme.
Yeah. But like, if he's saying this is the peak, how much stronger can you get then? Are we just gonna have a level like fight field now where when he does come up against other enemies, is like that form versus their form is gonna be and this is kind of what I'm hoping is like it's gonna be solid fights because they're at the same
toe to toe.
Yeah,
you mentioned
this is all speculation. Well, right now because there's 3 forms to a Zoan fruit.
Let's break it down.
So the human
look into the camera and break it down.
So there's a human version.
When this happens, I'm just zooming in on his face. So it's like right here.
So I'll do it by this.
There you go.
Fantastic. So there's the
Surprise squirrel's not falling down.
The animal form, which is usually the case for most Zoans. So look at Chopper. He has his reindeer and his human form.
Right.
And then when they mix together, there's the where's his normal form? He's half human, half deer.
Okay.
So we don't know what Luffy's gonna look like as a true version of his animal form, but it's a human fruit. So what does Nika actually look like? So right now, it's speculation that it's half Luffy, half human, and half human fruit with the Nika, right?
So what you're saying is there's Luffy Year 5, what we have now, and there's going to be like a true god form.
Yeah, we don't know if that's true or not.
So
That's
there's different fruits then, is what you're saying.
Like the Zoan reindeer form, which a Chopper has, right?
There's different levels to each fruit? Or there's only certain fruit?
There's different versions of it. So, right? Like, Kaido, he has a mythical version of...
which is why he can transform into a dragon.
Yeah, the mythical...
So is that his last form that he can, like, he can't go past that?
Oh, you guys are mistaking me. So there's different...
Pat, I need you to be here.
There's different power levels.
Let's start from the beginning. Just like the fruits, let's go from there.
Okay, there's 3 different types of fruits.
Okay.
Zoan fruits, which can turn you into animals.
Okay.
There's the element, I forgot what that's called, but you have elemental powers.
Okay.
And you...
So like Ace?
Ace, fire, ice, lightning, lava, so on and so on. Paramecia fruit is what I think Luffy has.
Okay.
So
what is the devil fruit then?
Or
is that just what they call
They're
them?
all the devil
Oh,
fruits.
okay.
Yeah.
So Paramecia, I'm not sure if I'm getting it wrong. Paramecia, elemental. But the one that Luffy has, what it used to be, it enhances your body, changes it somehow.
Okay.
So like something like Buggy, where the chop fruit, he can chop up his bodies and then move it around, stuff like that.
Again, almost it is basically toon powers.
Those are the 3 fruits.
Right.
But the fruits for the Zoan has different levels.
Okay.
So like normal animals, mythical, prehistoric.
And this is what Kaido has.
Kaido has a mythical.
Okay.
Because they technically...
And is mythical like the most powerful in the Zoan fruits?
The god fruits, technically.
Okay.
So like we have sun god Nika.
Yeah.
We don't know. I don't remember the names for the other 2 gods.
But yeah, you said there was like 3 total.
3 gods,
and so we've only discovered Nika now.
Yeah, Nika.
Yeah.
At the moment. And then so far, there's 3 forms in a Zoan fruit.
Okay.
They could use those as soon as they eat the fruit.
Oh.
So what we think, so Chopper, let's say, he has 3 forms currently.
Right.
So the half human, half reindeer, the reindeer, and then the full human.
Right.
But since he's originally a reindeer, his human form is kind of hairy.
Okay.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't know what Luffy is going to look like. If this is his true...
his fruit is that whatever you said fruit?
Yeah.
The third one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So we don't know what...
Or what they call the
like.
human fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't know exactly what he's going to look like. If this is his half god, half human, or if this is his full...
But this dude has had like 4, 5... This is his 5th transformation, right? Mm-hmm. So like... It's got to be at some... Like, how much more can you evolve this?
The thing is, the Gear 2, 3, 4, they're all just a dumbed down version of Nika. Because he can just... He didn't fully awaken it.
Right.
So he just imagines it.
Okay.
And he can change his body. That's why he can affect it.
But in this
with the awakening version of it, he can think of it. Anything that he think affects the entire world.
Interesting.
So you know how he like lifted the ground, and bounced it back. That usually doesn't fucking happen, right?
And him, when he was rolling on the ground.
Before it was contained in his own body.
Yeah.
But now he can affect everything around him.
You know what? He's a reality bender now too, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's pretty much like it was all from the beginning to now. It was just like hinting to the fact that he's just imagining it. Like the fucking episode in the very early stages. He saw pinwheels. Like, how can I make that into a move? fucking rotates his arm and then fucking punches them.
Oh.
So I was like, yeah, he called it pinwheel.
Oh.
Gum
Oh my God.
pinwheel. So he's just copying things.
Okay.
So we don't know how it's gonna really go.
Mhm.
And the one thing I've been thinking, you guys, Chopper, you know how I said there's 3 forms
Yeah.
in a fucking zone fruit?
Yeah.
Chopper has 10 forms. He has called the Rumble Ball.
Fuck.
So I was wondering if Luffy eats the Rumble Ball, what the fuck happens?
But they can't have 2 fruits, right? Like
the Rumble Ball isn't. It's a medicine. It's not a fruit. So Chopper is their doctor, and he's good at medicine, and he's been making stuff to improve upon the Zoan fruits.
Interesting.
So
Steroids.
It's
She's turned out.
Search up all Chopper's forms, and you'll see it. And it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's if Luffy eats it, what happens? I really want to know.
Has Luffy ever eaten anything from Chopper, or has Chopper just been experimenting on himself?
On himself. Like,
Okay, so he isn't even like.
Yeah.
He's not even going to entertain the fact that he'll eat anything from Chopper then at this point.
No, but Luffy eats anything. If it will power him up, sure, why not?
Right.
Food, fuck it. He'll eat anything.
Yeah.
Because Chopper's ball, once he breaks it, he can friggin'.
You know what I find interesting is you said like with the powers that he has now, he can turn everything around him into like rubber basically. It makes me wonder if he's gonna fuck with water.
I don't know yet.
Because like, I mean, I feel like it kind of makes sense that if he can warp like matter into rubber.
I want to be surprised if it could walk on water.
Yeah. I mean, that's my thing, right? He's like, he'll never have to worry about drowning ever.
Well, the water does still fuck with his powers because the devil fruit.
Yeah.
Are these all his things?
What the shit?
Yeah. So defense point, horn point, arm point. This is his human form. This is half reindeer, this is his reindeer form. That's his monster form.
So many transformations.
Yeah.
Why does he look like a freaking creature here? His eyes are glowing and shit.
He is.
This is his monster
originally
form,
an
and this
animal.
is his human. This is his this is his full human form.
Okay.
Because he's a reindeer when she ate the human fruit.
Oh, so he was originally just
A reindeer.
Oh, and then he ate the fruit.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
So like we didn't know that there could be another human fruit version Nika.
Yeah.
So that was a big surprise. to everyone.
Interesting.
So like,
But like we saw him kind of use the Gear 5 power, didn't we, when he was in the Nika form?
yeah.
So couldn't you say that this might be the complete form?
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
It depends on if this is just his half form
Yeah.
or if it's just his full form.
Interesting.
So
Interesting. Okay. That's wild.
yeah.
That's kind of wild. But yeah, so yeah, this is Gear 5 Luffy.
Gear 5 Joy Boy.
That was supposed to break the internet, but it didn't. All it did was
break people's hearts.
yeah, and it only stalled Crunchyroll for like 15 minutes, and then it was back up. People were like, "This was gonna be bigger than Master Ultra Instinct." I'm just like, nah, son.
Oh.
Nah, son.
It has to be
son.
next episode.
Ultra Instinct literally broke Funimation, Crunchyroll,
They did?
sites for hours.
Really?
4 hours before they got it back up and running again.
No way.
Yeah. Even the Omen side, that broke it down for a couple hours too.
UI did that?
UI and Omen.
Omen.
Omen's the black hair. Ultra Instinct. It's like false Ultra Instinct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When that first happened too, yeah. So I'm just like, where is your breaking the internet, guy?
Where is it?
It's not there.
Hey, next episode.
Right.
Next
Yeah.
episode.
Next episode is gonna break the internet.
Next
So I'm
episode.
hoping Crunchy, I guess maybe Crunchy and Funimation, all those guys got their shit together. Like, okay, we just need more server power. So it doesn't crash. But
Or the episode was never.
I'm just like, maybe it just wasn't that great to begin with. Like you thought. Sorry, One Piece fans. I don't know.
Sorry.
No, but it was so cool. I thought it was still
it was a cool
thing. Like it was his transformation. He looks like fucking Gandalf the White. I was like, okay, cool. It's just like, okay. Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
I will be watching that next episode. This isn't gonna make me watch One Piece altogether. It's just this was like a big moment in anime history.
It was. It was
supposed to be for like anime fans of One Piece.
It was a big moment.
I think they underdelivered. They underdelivered this episode, and they'll really have to make up for it next episode. And hopefully, they don't have like a 5-8 minute recap of everything that went on.
That's the problem with
like,
non-seasonal anime.
Like shonen.
Non-seasonal is just they're so close to the manga. They have to slow down and try to fill in the gaps.
I feel like after this arc is done, they're gonna go on like a filler spree. Because he's saying that they're pretty close to the manga.
They're about 40 chapters.
Yeah, which is so close.
That's like around 10 episodes.
Yeah, like 10, maybe 15 episodes if they want to push it.
Yeah, they definitely.
So after this, they're going to go back into major filler territory.
Well, they have to.
Like, they're probably going to end up sitting at maybe 15 to 1,800 episodes by the time it's done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Which is wild to me. Just wild, so.
But is that all for the One Piece?
Yeah.
One Piece.
Yeah, I think
the One Piece is real.
Yeah.
The One Piece is real.
It is, apparently. But should we get into some games?
Yeah, let's get into Baldurs Gate.
Baldurs
Gate.
Baldurs Gate.
Baldurs Gate dropped on
fucking
BC early. It dropped on August what? August
2020.
2023.
No.
Well, no, the alpha came out 2020.
Yeah.
But officially, it's now dropped like August, like 6 or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. And it kind of wrecked Steam servers.
Actually,
it overloaded Steam servers.
Player counts are still rising.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Like the first day, I think it was like 300,000 people or some shit like that.
4 or 5 days ago, 800K.
Yeah. It is the number one trending game on Steam right now.
Damn.
Yeah. Huge. For people that don't know, Baldur's Gate 3 is
trash.
No, that's my game of the year.
D&D crew, go after it.
Yeah.
Get them.
Roll for your luck.
It's a video game adaptation of D&D, basically. This is what this game is.
Yeah.
And the amount of work they put into this, the expanded territories, the stories, everything, they've done an immaculate job with. Like you were saying, there's 1,700 different endings?
Yeah, something like
Hold the phone. What did you just say?
Yeah.
There is.
Tell them.
Yeah.
How many?
There's a lot of fucking endings. 1,700, I think it was, from what I remember. And then, 17,000.
Oh, sorry. 17,000 different endings to this video game.
There's a lot of, I don't remember how many, I think around 170 hours of different cutscenes as well.
There is 17,000 different endings? That is not enough time in my life.
No one is ever going to get that. And he said 170 hours, 170 hours of cutscenes.
Of different cutscenes, of possible. You might not get all, you're not going to get all 170 in one.
You know what
Do you think if this was all human work, or they had to be like, yo, we should get AI in on this? Otherwise, there's no way we're going to do all this.
The fucking amount of work they've done is crazy. This is my game of the year. I think it'll beat Tears of the Kingdom. I think it'll beat Final Fantasy. By far, the best game this year.
Big statements.
Big statement. I'm not the only one.
Big statement.
I'm not the only one.
The only thing that's gonna get beat is you for saying that.
No, trust me. A lot of people want Baldur's Gate 3 to win.
It's only because they can do bestiality. Can we say that? It's just silly saying that.
You already said it.
Already said it.
Can we say that?
It's only because people want to do bestiality.
Next time I go for a hike, the next bear I see,
Oh, yummy.
Rub honey all over that bitch.
The amount of work.
I'm gonna rub honey all over my cock.
just eat it up. Lap that shit up.
It's so bad. to say that how good this game is. No microtransactions. The state
Which
of the
is
game,
wild.
That's crazy.
the state of the game it's in, release, the amount of endings. A lot of developers are mad.
Let's get into this because he is not wrong.
A lot of the developers are really mad.
Wait, of who?
Of Baldur's Gate.
The people that made Baldur's Gate.
Why?
So Blizzard, Bungie, a lot of major developers came out and were like, "This is unrealistic.
This is unrealistic expectations of developers
To make a game this big."
Finished.
Oh,
Good.
Yeah, and so all this is done now. Like the reason why they're so angry about this is now people are gonna look at them and be like, "Why they can do it? Why can't you?"
Yeah.
oh, so they're like, yo, man, not dude.
The amount-
No, we have to.
The amount of work they put in,
Yeah.
not crazy
Yeah.
buggy. Like everything looks pretty damn good for the most part.
Oh,
It-
the funniest part, community feedback. They delivered. Yeah.
Bungie.
This will
Bungie.
go on to the next.
How about you listen to your community and
This
then
will
people
go
will
to-
play more and pay more.
This will segue into our next topic, but
He's not wrong.
And Blizzard. Blizzard too.
Like,
you fucked up
everyone-
Diablo, man.
like people paid money for the early access,
Right.
Mhm.
and then pretty much to test it out and to find like how can we improve.
Right.
So let me get this straight. So this game came out
2020 of
smooth,
October.
no like.
no, so they did an early access release.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't smooth.
like 3 years
there
ago.
was like some bugs that were
Oh, okay.
minor.
Yeah.
They're very, very minor, right?
But they fixed those.
They fixed those.
There was no people coming out saying we worked like stupid hours.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. It was all good,
It was all
right?
good.
How was the budget?
The budget, I don't.
If anyone,
know the
no,
budget.
okay,
Yeah, I
well,
don't-
but long story short, it was good. It came out great, and now
yeah, they worked on it for 3 years on community feedback. What else could we improve upon?
XYZ.
Yeah,
Okay.
early access.
Someone
only-
said we want 17,000 different endings, so give it to us. So they did.
Yeah.
They delivered.
Someone jokingly said that, and they're like, "Bet." Did it?
No cap.
Yeah.
like alpha was like you can only get up to like the ending of Act 1,
Okay.
so they didn't release Act 2, Act 3.
Right.
And then they kept everything a secret up to a certain point, and then once it came out, everyone's fucking
I
enjoying.
wonder how many developers they have working on it. Can you look that up? I'm so curious.
Larian
like-
Studios, you've played Divinity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they made Divinity.
Divinity was great.
Yeah.
A long, but great game. Really great game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just curious because, like, I feel like they're not that big of a studio to do something
Yeah.
to this scale compared to, like, Activision, Bungie, Blizzard, fucking EA, like, all these guys. Like, there's no way they're that big. Are they?
Who?
Well,
Larian Studios.
they
The guys that made Baldur's Gate 3.
I think they have the funding of Wizards.
Yeah, but how much money are they giving them?
Larian's Baldur's Gate 3 team is 10 times bigger than when it made Divinity.
Which was what? Though that doesn't give me a number. I want a number. Did they go from 200 to 2,000? Is that what happened? They go from 100 to 1,000? Because then that would make sense. If it was literally like thousands of people working on this, to me then that would make sense. If it was like maybe they hit the first when they made Divinity, if it was like 70 people, now they have 700 people. Like that's a significant jump up, but that's still.
If I'm not mistaken, from 150 to 400.
They went from 150 people to 400 people?
I think so. A year.
Okay, if that's true, that's hella impressive.
I never expected us to be 400 people to make BG3. Vinky told me maybe expected this to be what we meant. Yeah, I think 400 people.
Fuck.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Okay.
Holy shit.
400 people to develop Baldur's Gate 3 the way it is fucking insane.
That's impressive.
That's
Yeah.
really impressive.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
Like all the
They have 7 studios across the world.
And only 400 people?
I do.
Damn.
I know, that's good.
Like, yes, like, honestly, like,
wow.
Like, hats off to fucking Larian, right? Larian Studios? Yeah, like, hats off to them. That's fucking an amazing feat, man.
That's a fucking amazing game.
Like, that's wild. Like, all you other developers, really, you should be put to shame, because this is nuts. Like, you're an indie studio that's fucking doing this, and you can't put out a game that's decent. I think the last perfect game we saw, besides Tears of the Kingdom, was Hogwarts Legacy. Because that came out with, like, next to no bugs, and it was almost perfect.
Yeah.
Like, gameplay, battle mechanics was very well polished, and, like, we saw it with Tears of the Kingdom. We've seen it with I think we've seen it with Elden Ring, too, actually.
Elden Ring was another one.
Yeah.
That everyone, developers were mad at. It's like a big game.
Yeah.
Combat.
Take notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were like, this is an unprecedented as well. Like,
no,
and every time a game comes out that's perfect on release, it's like
other studios have things to say. The ones that can't fucking deliver.
Yeah.
Like that's wild. I'm like, why? So this has got me fucking kind of riled up now because for me, it's like, why are we supporting studios? Like, yeah, they make some of our most beloved franchises, but why are we supporting them when they're bringing out fucking broken ass games? When you got a group like Larian who's developed a great fucking game of 400 people with the amount of time that they have, and no one's maybe they haven't complained yet, but no one's complained about like crunch time.
I haven't heard anything.
Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's crazy that these studios are complaining about this one studio saying this is unreal when it is real. They can fucking do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they worked on the game for 3 years since early access came out.
Yeah.
People were willing to pay for it as long as
not just that, but it's also like a testament to Larian. They love their job.
Yeah.
They loved it. They loved making this game, and it came out the way it did. Wild to me.
Like a lot of the good additions from early access to release was all community feedback stuff.
Which is, again, a testament to the feat. It wasn't like they were saying, put all this shit in there. It's like, you guys can fix this, this, and that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like what's a lot of communities kind of tend to do. I mean, there are community members where they're like, no, you need to do things like this. Like, they can be pretty toxic with shit.
Yeah.
But if they're literally giving, like, positive, better feedback about how they can make their game better and you're listening to them, they've done a great job of doing that.
Yeah.
Done, like, an amazing... So hats off to you, Larian, for making probably what should be, in my opinion, probably a game of the year. We'll see when Armored Core comes out. Because I fucking love Armored Core and Spider-Man 2. Well, actually, Spider-Man 2 is just going to deliver. Yeah, like, I'm still looking forward to that game. But Armored Core 3 is the big one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, but speaking on some community feedback, let's talk about the train wreck that's
fucking Bungie.
Bungie.
So, Bungie. Hi.
I thought you're bitter because they just killed your Titan.
Well, no, I main fire Solar Titan.
Okay.
Like, my build, my build is like the Undying build, right? Like,
mine's just the hammer build.
Yeah, exactly. The Undying hammer build is my build.
Yeah.
But I use Arc sometimes, and I have
not anymore.
I have a homie in the clan who's also like big on his Arc Titan, but he's kind of been playing around with Void Titan a lot, and I don't think he's gonna go back to Arc Titan after the shit that they fucking nerfed with Arc Titans, first off. I mean, they dumbed down a lot of things. I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because it's a whole lot to read, but I'm only going to focus on Titan shit because that's my thing. Like, it's kind of nuts. But anyways, Bungie came out with their state of play for next season stuff that's going to be coming out, the future of what PvP, Gambit's going to look like, and just like the overall like ritual weapons, the way you can get them now. It was kind of long, but essentially, you don't have to do all 3 things anymore. You don't have to do Gambit. You don't have to do Crucible. You don't have to do strikes separately in order to gain your stuff. You only have to do one thing only, and you get all your stuff. Which to me, I was like, okay, that's kind of cool.
That's pretty good.
You're like,
I was tired of playing Gambit.
Yeah, I mean,
who isn't?
Cooper.
What?
Cooper. He's dredging like 30,000 times.
Yeah, and we say stop, and he's like, well, I can't. I'm like, well, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Simple.
But to be fair, I like Gambit too, but I just don't play them.
Yeah, I like Gambit, but it's just like
I like playing Gambit with the homies.
Yes. Yeah, with the homies it's fun. By yourself it's fucking ass.
Yeah.
But Yeah, that was a nice little, quality of life thing that they did for people that can't really grind out all three. To grind out just one thing is much better. But then they came out and stated, well, we're not doing anything with Gambit. We'll give you one new map, but it's going to come out next year. One map in 1 year.
Yeah.
The amount of time it's been out. One map. And it's not even a new map.
Old map.
It's an old map from D1.
Yeah. Next year.
1 year. 1 year. For one map
What the fuck?
that's been reused from D1.
I don't think that was the main story. It was when we asked about PvP. What they said about PvP is ridiculous.
Okay.
But I just want to talk about quickly the only good thing that we've heard about Bungie is who is going to be.
We'll say that for us, because that one's. I don't want to get away from the hate right now. We'll get into the love afterwards.
Okay,
I want to talk about the hate.
If you wanted to talk about the love and then just go straight.
No, we talk about the love because he's a very beloved actor.
Okay,
so
fair.
We'll get into that after.
But what they said about PvP is long story short, we don't have time.
Yeah,
essentially,
they're like, because it's free, we don't care.
It's not free
for them to allocate resources to make new maps would take away from all the other stuff that they've done. And I'm sitting here like, what else have you fucking done for PvP?
If you can make season after season 6-man activities X, Y, Z, you can't make a map. You can't even bring back an old.
But what we are getting are like 2 or 3 new game modes.
Yeah. If you can make 1,000 different game modes, you can't make a map.
They're like, no, because it takes away from their resources, having to shuffle around teams just to make maps that they may not see a return on. Literally, I was like,
what do you mean a return on?
Yeah, like even
you have a whole PvP community that fucks with you.
Yeah, like they change things because of PvP.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna give them new maps. Cross,
Acid
Cross, he was pissed off about it.
Shout out Acid Cross.
Yep. A lot of other community like Grenadier. What's his name?
Grenadier Jake.
All those other guys.
Fallout Plays.
Dotto. They were all pretty like upset with this. Like their whole streaming community was absolutely upset with what they fucking done with PvP and just the lack of interest that they have for it.
Yeah.
Instead, they're just gonna be focused on Marathon. Because that did so well the first time.
Yeah.
It was the first game they made, but they made it for Apple. It was their first shooter game.
Oh yeah, fucking.
Yeah, but let's focus on Marathon because that's going to be so good.
Let's just abandon Destiny.
It's going to be the best like PvP thing they've ever made next to like Halo.
Well, watch when it comes out. A lot of people are probably just like, man.
Yeah, and so like moving on from that, like now people are kind of worried with the whole Cade. Just being a regular NPC, he may not have a whole lot to do.
Yeah.
He's just going to be another like vendor rather than being that involved with that story.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit of both. Like he's going to be involved with the story, but he's also going to be a vendor, which is what they did with the Crow when they first introduced him. And he was a vendor, but he also had parts to play in the story. But then after that, he just became useless. It was just more like story than vendor.
He was just there.
Which is essentially what we think Cade is going to be. Because they lost R.I.P. Lance Reddick. And so they were like, let's bring back Nathan Fillion as Cade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cade is back, by the way, if you don't know.
I don't.
Yeah, okay.
I saw the trailer.
Yeah. And people kind of lost their minds, but now they're worried with this state of play that came out. Okay, what else do they fucking have planned?
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think it's just Bungie being tired of Destiny. They don't want to do anything anymore with it.
Destiny 3!
Okay.
Literally.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I heard, when they did the Lightfall, the Vidoc thing that they did to explain Lightfall, they were like, we're going to continue with Destiny 2 even after Final Shape. Apparently, I heard that they had a little poll as to, like, do you want Destiny 2 to continue? And if so, what do you want?
That just sounds like they're having second thoughts.
Exactly.
They're like,
it's like, okay, why would you state something and then make a questionnaire about it afterwards saying that you want Destiny 2 to continue?
Yeah.
For me, it sounds like with all the changes that they're doing, they're just slowly killing off Destiny, and this way they can move on to other things.
Yeah.
This is what I think.
Yeah.
This is my theory. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but if it is true, my theory stands. I said it first.
Theory with Sheldon.
I said it first.
Clip it.
Remember this. Because it's just like quality of life stuff is really not getting better. It's just they're cutting away. They're like, they don't give a shit about new maps. They want to just dumb everything down. And I don't know. It's just, and then now the shit that they've done with all the nerfs coming to powers, to Titans, to the exotics that are happening.
The exotics don't feel like exotics anymore.
People are like, what the fuck's the point of an exotic now at this point?
Like Cross even said it. He's like, people just don't get happy anymore seeing it. No. Because like they know it's either like dead, nerfed, or going to get nerfed. Yeah. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. It's another vault thing.
And like, I'm not going to go because again, it's a lot of stuff to go through. We probably need to do a video on its own if you want us to go through this stuff. But it's just a whole lot of stuff that they were nerfing one after another.
Like things that didn't even need to get nerfed got nerfed.
Like Stranded Suspend is getting nerfed just so they can put stasis in the forefront because they really want stasis to be out front and center, to be the one thing that controls your enemies. I'm just like, they just dick riding stasis. This is what they've always wanted. They hated that they had to nerf it after the first year, and now it's a thing again where like stasis is coming back to the forefront.
I don't like stasis.
I fucking hate stasis.
I only like it on my hunter.
Yeah, see, that's the only people that love it though are hunters. Hunters are the only ones that love stasis because it's so good. Yeah. On warlocks, they nerfed the shit out of it, and Titans has always just been garbage.
Oh, stasis on Titan is ass.
It's the most garbage power. Yeah. And then what did we get again with Strand? Another melee-based attack. And it's just like...
Watch the next subclass and beat that.
Strand for Titans was a melee-based combat, just like how Stasis was. Yeah. It's like, where's the change up?
I switched from Strand Titan to Hammer Titan.
Is it Solar? Yeah, because it's a lot more fun. Yeah. It's so much more fun. And like now, they've wrecked Arc. Arc is fucked now for Titans. I'm not getting into Warlocks and Hunters because that's not my thing. I only care about the Titans. But they fucked
Warlocks.
They fucked Arc Titans. They're nerfing the Striker Titan. They fucking nerfed the Code of the Missile Titan, so the cooldowns are a lot shorter in PvP. They were like, yeah, we know it's a one-off, but it acts more like a roaming one, so it's a bit too powerful and it was getting too strong. I'm like, how? That's the whole point of that. That's literally the whole point of the Code of the Missile. It's a one-time use. They're like, oh, in shorter capacities, they recharge too fast, so we nerf the cooldown. Like, you're fucked. The whole point is it's a one-time use thing, man. Like, you only get it back in one fucking map unless you're murking people like crazy. Then you're doing it 2 or 3 times. Yeah. But otherwise, it's garbage.
3 at the most.
Yeah. At the most.
Yeah.
And then they also nerfed the fucking charge punch, the knockout. Like...
Which I don't even need to be touched.
No.
Because that is such high risk, high reward thing.
I'm just like, the whole charge punch thing is supposed to knock you out in one punch.
Yeah, like no one's using that on like Grandmaster.
No
one's using
Well,
that.
I have.
You're insane.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, I bet, right?
But they reduce the damage from 50 to 30 in PvP.
Woof.
From 50, so like we ain't one-shot people no more, I don't think.
No.
That's what's happening.
That's maybe like a full charge and then a shot of something.
Yeah. Essentially. So like, get fucked Titans, Arc Titans especially. Like,
rest in peace, Titans.
You're pretty much done unless you're a Hammer main or you're a Void.
Or Hammers.
Or go back to Stasis, because Strand now is even fucked too. Like, I don't know what they're going to do with Strand. And I'm just like, okay, so you really just...
I don't know why devs make a new, like... box class and fucking nerf it
and nerf everything else.
Yeah. I don't know.
It doesn't make sense. You have all these powers, you still can't get it right. Like Bungie's almost 10 years and you still can't get your fucking powers.
Well, the same thing with Blizzard. Like, Dragonflight came out. New class came out.
For which game?
World of Warcraft.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Friggin' they came out I think about a month ago, a new specialization came out, augmentation. No, everyone wanted that class specifically because it boosted everyone else's DPS.
Interesting.
Ooh, interesting.
Okay.
So to do DPS, you don't do DPS, you buff everyone else's DPS.
Right.
So like the charts are always weird because the DPS for it is like the DPS that the other class are doing is your DPS.
Right.
So everyone would just take one up and everyone's DPS would go at least, I've seen 1.5 to like 3 times higher.
Wow.
Okay.
So
that's
like
crazy.
And then the raids was the most busted thing.
Oh, for sure.
Someone cleared the not the hardest one, but like heroic, which is like harder than normal.
Okay.
They run 2 tanks, 4 healers, and the rest just augmentation. So all you see is just the augmentation doing the damage, and then the tanks just buffing everyone else.
What the fuck?
And it was just cleared. It was like
So it just broke the game.
It just broke the game.
That's hilarious.
And then everyone wanted, for dungeons, they just wanted augmentation.
Right.
Because
so don't damage you have this.
The damage was crazy. So unless you're
augmentations only.
Yeah.
Like top tier DPS and then 1 augmentation is in there. Like augmentation, the mythic keys is 1 to 30 something like that. For each level it gets harder and harder. So like 15 is harder than 5. You'll see people running augmentation do 1 key, like a M1, and jump all the way to M22 just because they're augmentation. Just because, and then their gear would be so bad, your gear doesn't even fucking matter because you just buff everyone else.
Oh my god.
So like,
so you're like one-shotting things.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So like, yeah, and then they had to nerf
Fix your shit!
It's either really broken and they nerf it, or like it's really bad, they have to upgrade it.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like people pay a subscription to fucking play your game.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Nothing!
Absolutely just fucking wrecking their experience.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know what the future holds for Destiny 2. I mean, I'm not playing it, but I still keep up to date.
Like, how bad is Destiny when it comes to like
microtransactions?
No, not microtransactions.
Oh, that's a plot itself.
That's a different thing. But like hardcore players that only want like meta.
Honestly, dude, no one knows what the meta is.
That's the problem.
That's the thing. No one knows.
That's actually the main problem. Is because nobody actually knows what the fuck the meta is because they keep changing things.
Yeah.
They keep. There was weapon metas for a long time. Like at one point, it was linears, and then they nerfed the fuck out of that.
Scouts.
When Galahorn came out, it was rocket launchers, but then they nerfed the fuck. In 3 weeks, they nerfed the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
They were like, no, never mind.
And then Div, it was like if you have Div, cool, and then they nerfed Div.
They nerfed Div, which is like crazy. Divinity is like it's a trace rifle that when you shoot the enemy or like a boss, you know how bosses have crit points? Yeah. It creates a giant bubble of a crit point while also doing debuff, so damage is higher.
Okay.
Yeah. So like in raids, it was like if you have it, please put it on.
But it was one of the harder weapons to get because you had to go through a whole story. You had to do certain things in certain ways in a raid to get the weapon. Yeah. Otherwise, like you weren't getting it. So not a whole lot of the community had it, but it was being used.
When you had it, then like
the people that
you were like the div bitch.
I was the div bitch because I was one of the first ones in my clan to fucking get it. They're like, "You're the div bitch now." I was like,
"Fuck,
cool." So I can't do damage. Can't have fun anymore. Cool beans, guys. Like fuck,
forget. Yeah. Like,
where's the div?
Yeah, they were like, "You're gonna have to pull out a div." I was like, "Okay."
I felt like live service games aren't the way to go anymore.
And I think that's kind of the problem.
Yeah.
But there's companies that do it right. Like, especially for subscription-based tiers. Like, you look at WoW, but then you have Final Fantasy, who does it right.
Wow.
They list Divinity. I mean, I don't Baldurs Gate too much. Fucking the game. No, but like Final Fantasy, they listen to their community. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
Like, they may do some things that make them unhappy, but then they'll rectify it afterwards.
Yeah. Like, WoW, they buffed a class that was really bad. The community was asking for it. They buffed it. A week later, they nerfed it.
Nice!
Because it's like, it's overperforming. We gotta tune it down.
It's only overperforming because the people that wanted it are now fucking using it. And it's more, they're just seeing more people use it. That's all it is. I'm like,
fucking A.
It's ass, man. It's complete ass. And I'm just like, at what point do you get this right? At what point do we as people just like stop supporting the garbage shit that they're fucking doing and move forward? But it's hard because you're basically addicted to it.
Yeah.
Cooper, yeah, 100%.
Cooper.
And that's kind of the problem.
Yeah.
That's kind of the problem is we just get addicted to these games. And it's also because we love these games. Like, I love the story of Destiny. I love the gameplay for Destiny.
Destiny 2 is unique.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
It's a great.
I don't think there's anything like Destiny 2 out there.
There isn't.
Which is crazy.
Which is sad because it's bleeding.
It hard.
It's bleeding, and it seems the developers can't fix it
or they just don't care.
Or they just don't.
Because Marathon is the new thing coming out by Bungie, and they want you to support Marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fuck Marathon.
Or go to Warframe. It's fine.
Go to Warframe. If you want a better Destiny experience, just go to Warframe.
That's desperation.
Well, I actually downloaded Warframe.
Warframe's not bad.
I want to be a ninja.
Yeah.
A cyber ninja?
Space ninja.
Yeah. But on some lighter news with Destiny.
Yes. Some.
So we all know that Lance passed away.
R.I.P. Lance. Always.
And
love you forever, man.
Forever our commander.
Always our commander.
Yeah. For a while, we were like,
what's going to happen?
What do we do?
They were like, people were like, oh, are they going to AI his voice? Which I don't know if they would have been allowed to do.
That would just be disrespectful.
Very disrespectful.
So it came out today.
And some people thought they were going to desk him. They were going to sit Zavala at his desk.
Hell no.
Or kill him off.
Fuck no.
So,
right.
Today
we learned that Keith David,
legendary
homeboy who voices the Arbiter and Spawn.
He voiced Goliath in Gargoyles.
Yeah.
He was in Rick and Morty. He was in Princess Frog. He was in Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah.
Like, this dude is... And he was the voice of, more recently, Bolo from Final Space, which is now gone, unfortunately. The show's gone.
I don't know what you just said, but okay.
Final Space, great show, but you'll never find it again after it leaves.
Oh! I know what yeah. But he is now, moving forward, the voice of Zavala.
Commander Zavala.
Yeah. Which, hey, big W.
Yeah.
Big W.
Huge.
Yeah.
And I think... nobody else could play that.
No,
and if Lance Reddick ever was like, if he was still alive and he was like I don't want to do the voice anymore.
Yeah,
I think he would have chosen.
The amount of comments that I've seen on posts and people saying this is the best choice that there could be.
Yes.
I can't agree more.
Yeah,
I could not agree more.
I think the most positive thing they've done was pick Keith David for this. And I feel like his voice is so good.
Homeboy was Swan for
one, it's like commanding. He's got that like power behind it.
Yeah,
and it's just like
it's hilarious how after all these years he comes back to Bungie.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
the irony.
That's the other.
Yeah. Because he was the Arbiter, kicked it, and now they're like, yo, man, can you come back? Yeah.
Nah.
He probably got a fat paycheck.
Oh, buddy, I hope so. I hope he did. I'm just excited to see what they do with him.
I can't wait to hear him talk as Zavala. It's going to be so sick.
And what's also nice, though, is they're not going to replace Lance Reddick's voice for the past things that he's done.
No.
They said that they're going to keep it in the game.
Wherever they got to with
wherever they
Lance,
left off.
Moving forward is just Keith. Which is great. Don't touch anything.
They're not going to change what Lance has already done.
No.
It's going to stay in the game, which is very respectful, which is the only thing we can respect Bungie
Don't touch anything.
It's the only thing we can respect Bungie for at this point.
Until he nerfs his voice.
Fucking unfortunate, man.
And now we got Keith David coming, which I'm so excited for.
Dude is a legendary
legend. I'm so excited for what he's gonna bring to Zavala because he just fucks, okay? He just fucks.
Like Zavala has a presence, but now hearing Keith talking about fuck.
Yeah.
This dude's ready.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Like I can't wait to just hear him be like Guardian. I'm like, oh my god.
Guardian. Can I even imagine? Like, can nobody imagine?
I could picture like either Spawn or the Arbiter.
So cool, man.
It's gonna be great.
So
but is that all the news for today?
I think that's everything, man, that we got for going on today.
There's one thing I want to say. Bungie should just come out, do a live stream just like Diablo 4 Campfire. Get shit on. Just take it.
They might as well at this point.
Yeah, they might as well. They should just do it.
I mean, that's the thing. I don't think you can have like a live service game like this without taking input from the community. Because if you're not, you're just gonna fucking fail.
I respected the Diablo 4 developers that came on that Campfire.
Did you see
shit
them?
on?
No.
First off, the homies look disheveled as shit.
Yeah,
they look like they didn't sleep for like a week because
they did not
because of the nerf they dropped on Diablo 4.
So they nerfed and then came on live stream
because the community went at them.
Yeah,
the community were like rabid dogs.
They took it like champs. They're like,
no.
They're like, well, no, we're gonna have to do this.
And they were like, we're never gonna do a nerf like this ever again. We're sorry.
So he took it on the chin.
Oh yeah.
They took it.
Which maybe Bungie you should do. Maybe fucking balls
Bungie
up and fucking do it.
Just do it.
Calm down.
No, I don't care. We're never gonna get sponsored by Bungie, so it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't even fucking matter at this point. You know, they even do dirty to their fucking live streamers, so like it doesn't even matter. Yeah. But yeah, like just take it on the chin and fucking listen to your community. Yeah. Like all live service games should be doing this. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think that's a pod.
That's a pod, man.
That's a pod.
Thank you, Sack Squad, for listening to us.
Sack Squad.
Don't
Thank
forget
you, Pat, for being here.
Yeah,
Pat,
no problem.
Thank you so much for filling in for Coop.
It's no problem.
We might be saying more, Pat. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Anytime we don't want Coop, we'll just be like, sorry, Coop, there's not a pod. But then we'll call Patrick and be like, Pat, we're doing a pod. And then we'll leave Coop out.
Perfect.
But yes, like, subscribe, comment, give us your hate. Let us know what we got going on.
And any One Piece fans, do comment, please. Because, again, we are very ignorant.
We know nothing.
We know nothing, right? So if you have... If you're like, well, actually...
And don't tell me to watch it from episode 500 and move forward from there, because I'll slap the shit out of you. Yeah. I don't want to hear that garbage.
That's a threat.
That's like my homie telling me, yo, watch Gintama, but only watch up from episode 40 and then move onwards, because the first 39 episodes are just introductory characters. I'm like, isn't that important?
Yeah, like I had three different people tell me to start 3 different points, and I'm like, no. I'm like, fuck. Someone said at 150 because the first
like if
149.
No, hold on. If your anime was that good, you'd be like, just watch from the beginning.
Easy. Yeah.
Why we got to skip so many episodes?
Yeah, someone said so at 150.
Watch the remaster and then continue from there.
Yeah, it's just no.
Because
But yeah, anyways, that's what we're gonna call it. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Have a good day. Peace, love.
Peace.
See ya.
Catch me at twitch.tv/pieceofcake.
We'll plug them.
Yeah, plug that. Okay, bye.